So recently, China actually banned all Bitcoin transactions, whether you want to mine Bitcoin or whether you want to trade or even transactions for that matter. So in this video, we'll actually understand why did China actually ban Bitcoin, and also we'll also understand how does it affect the cryptocurrency market globally. Now, Bitcoin is the first decentralized currency. Now, recently, the Chinese government has completely banned Bitcoin. So, no trading, no mining, no transactions. Now, this is not the first time that the Chinese government has actually come up with such rules and regulations. They had actually imposed regulations about cryptocurrency back in 2013, 2017, 2019 also. So, in 2019, they came up with a rule saying that, no trading of Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency is allowed within the country. But people still continue to do it using foreign exchanges. But now, even that has been stopped. Now, let's understand what are the possible reasons why the Chinese government actually banned Bitcoin. The very first reason is that the government has actually highlighted multiple times that the cryptocurrency speculation or the entire cryptocurrency can actually disrupt the country's economy and the country's financial order. And it is also a direct threat to the central banks. Now, let me first explain to you how a central bank plays a very important role in the country. So, a central bank is the entity that actually controls the country's inflation. They are the ones who actually control or manipulate the interest rates within the country. Right? So, they are the ones who decide how much more money should be there within the country. They actually control supply of money as well. So, giving you a very simple example, more money in the country or the more money which is circulating within the country, that means that there is more spending power by the people. Also, vice versa, right? So there is less money, that means there is less spending power. Now, Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a decentralized currency. So there is no single entity that actually owns or that governs Bitcoin. And for that particular reason, the Chinese government doesn't have much authority over Bitcoin. And hence, that was one of the main reasons that they had actually imposed multiple rules and regulations on cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin. Now, the second reason is purely because the technology which is at the core of many cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, is the blockchain technology, where there are multiple different distributed computers, and these computers are the ones who are verifying the entire transactions happening on the blockchain. Now, if you do not know what blockchain technology is, I would highly recommend you watch this particular video where I explain the entire blockchain technology. Now, this entire blockchain technology or the entire mining process consumes a lot of electricity. It consumes a lot of energy. Hence, it's not an eco-friendly process when you're mining Bitcoin. It consumes a lot of energy and this worries the government as well. Now, the third main reason is purely because Bitcoin is decentralized. Now, like I had mentioned before, when a currency is decentralized, you cannot track it. There is no trace in terms of who's sending money to whom. It is completely anonymous. So, your central bank or any other entity cannot regulate it. Hence, there is a possibility that it can actually promote financial crimes. There's a possibility that it can actually promote crime because it is completely anonymous. All the transactions which is completely happening on your Bitcoin or on the blockchain is anonymous as well. A bank cannot know who is sending this money to whom. And the fourth main reason is purely because Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency is a direct threat to the Chinese digital currency, which is a yuan. Now, the Chinese government is actually launching its own digital currency, which is currently in a pilot stage, and they're planning on launching in 2022 post the Winter Olympics. So once this particular currency is widespread within the country, then the Chinese government will have much higher power or much more control in terms of understanding how the money is actually flowing within the country or how the money is actually flowing within the economy, right? So they have much more power and much more control over it. So these are the four main reasons why the Chinese government actually decided to ban Bitcoin within the country. Now, let's actually understand how these rules and regulations by the Chinese government has had an impact in terms of cryptocurrency prices globally. Now, we all know China is a huge market for cryptocurrency. So any price fluctuation which happens or any impact which actually happens there would have a direct impact on the cryptocurrency market globally. Now, mining is a huge business in China. If you actually see the chart over here, it actually shows that till October 2020, all countries actually mined only about 35% of the world's Bitcoin. So 65% was actually mined by China, which is a yellow color. But miners have actually been moving overseas over the last few months. So if you actually see April 2021, all the countries are actually contributing to 55%, which is a 20% increase in just few months. So that means China is actually losing almost around $6 billion of annual revenue purely from mining itself. And this money is now flowing into other countries like Kazakhstan, Russia, US. So this money is actually going towards these countries itself. That is the one major impact. Another major impact is now Chinese cryptocurrency exchanges, which are your OKEX and Huobi, which actually originated in China. They still have a couple of Chinese users who are still using it. Now, these companies have moved overseas, but they have seen a huge drop in transactions. In 2019, almost was 30% of the transaction of cryptocurrency used to happen from these two platforms. But in 2020, this has actually come down to just 10%. There has been a massive drop in terms of how many users are actually using these crypto exchanges, which are originally from China, and they've actually moved to exchanges which are overseas. And in terms of the prices as well, it did not make a big impact. Yes, there was a drop in prices for a day, but the very next day, the prices actually bounced back. The current market cap of Bitcoin is currently $790 billion. Now, if you actually see the overall market cap of all cryptocurrencies, it actually went from $2 trillion to $1.8 trillion, but within the very next day, it actually bounced back to $1.9 trillion. And this is purely because the overall consumption of Bitcoin over the years has actually increased. The overall consumption of cryptocurrency market in general has increased, and hence there wasn't a huge price fluctuation except that one day itself. So I hope you've actually understood why the Chinese government banned Bitcoin and also the impact it had in terms of the overall cryptocurrency market globally. So if you found this particular video useful, do like it, do subscribe because it means a lot to me. It actually motivates me to create more content for you guys. So do like it, do subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.